Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 5th. I had to look, but just wanted to make sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Veronica from Veronica Events, and I'm coming to you today with 10 tips for the biggest bridal trend. Now, uh, we're still having weddings in 2020, 2021. 2020, wake up, honey, wake up. 2021. And I just wanted to share some bridal trends that are current for 2021 and can actually be used in 2022 also because they're classic. And whether you're a bride doing elegant wedding or something boho chic, I'm sure these trends will kind of carry over to the next year. Okay, so here we go. Again, thank you so much for, I have to say my thank yous. To God be the glory, great things He has done and He's doing in my life and your life. We're keeping safe through COVID. We're still in the stay-at-home order here in Canada. So if you're not in Canada, you may not be on a stay-at-home order, but we are. So we're inside and but we're still trying to keep ourselves busy and occupied and our minds sharp. And here I am. I'm excited about today. Feeling a little better than I did the last two videos. And thank you for being patient with me. Please subscribe and share. Leave your comments. I'm open to your comments. I would love to hear what you have to say or anything that you'd like me to speak on. I would appreciate that. And I have other things coming and I don't want to give it away too much. So I just want to stick to what I'm doing right now. But please know there's a lot to come and it's going to be juicy. Today, I'm starting with gowns. And the reason why I'm starting with gowns, because of course, after your engagement, I'm going to touch on the grooms also, because I know sometimes you're like, well, she talks with the brides all the time. And the groom is also important. Yes, he is. He's most important in my book, personally. So let's start with the gowns. So bridal trends. We've seen for 2020 and 2021, color is important. A lot of brides are kind of moving away from a traditional gown to something more personalized, like a pantsuit. They're using a lot of more color. What are the other things that brides are doing for gowns? They're wearing a lot of lace, which is also quite romantic. I love lace. Anything with lace is romantic. If you're a girly girl, and even if you're not a girly girl, lace is important. So lace, non-contemporary gowns. Like I said, they're doing pantsuits. I've seen separates where the top may be lacy and the bottom is something more formal. We're also, the cuts are different. Yes, we've noticed the cuts. A lot of, they're still doing strapless. However, the strapless involves maybe a cape. So during the ceremony, it's a little more modest within the church environment. And then when they get to the reception, they're taking off their capes. A lot of trends involve embellishment, which I also love. And that's one of my favorites. A lot of appliques, diamantes. Those are also important for bridal gowns. Backless. I've noticed that the T-length dress is back in a big way, and I love it. I love it. If you're having a morning wedding and you're not doing something in the evening, those are perfect, 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 perfect. They're just either on or a little bit below the knee. Depends on how you're comfortable. Whatever makes you comfortable at that, but it stops at your knee or a little bit below. So T-lengths are in. A lot of the styles from the 40s and 50s are also back in a big way that I love. So we want to keep as a trend. We'd like to keep T-length. We want to keep color. We also want to keep the fashionable cuts, backless. If you love strapless, then that's also a key. Now, moving on to the men, because a lot of times we don't speak about the men, and I just want to get them in there because they're an important part of the wedding. We know that. Notice a lot of the suits, if it's not destination where they're wearing something softer or light linen, Then the suits are in burgundy, which I love. I'm still seeing white a lot, which is fine. Depends, again, personal choice. I don't want to, make a statement that I don't like it. It depends on the couple. It depends on the theme of the wedding. So white is in. A lot of texture to the jacket, the lapels being black or being white, and then a different color of the jacket is also important. I noticed they're doing their pants a little bit shorter. I don't want to laugh about that. I'm a little old school on that, to be honest, because I would prefer something a little bit longer, but I notice it looks really good because they're wearing these slip-ons, which are really, really beautiful and embellished. So it looks absolutely beautiful. So men, you're onto something. Keep it going. Bridesmaids dresses. I've noticed, I'm really, really glad, just to start off, that we're not doing the all the same color or the same style. And what we're doing, and a lot of brides are breaking it up. They're doing wrap dresses, puff sleeves. The slits are tie high. Ooh, talk about the slits tie high. They're going all the way up on the thigh. They're also wearing pantsuits, which it's a nice change. And again, it's based on the theme of the wedding and also the bride, what she likes and how she would like to see her wedding party. So kudos to that. Let's keep that. We're doing amazing. Something that I really would like not to see in a trend for 2021 is the matchy matchy, I call it. Like all the dresses are the same color. I like having different hues. If you decide on peach, maybe something a little bit lighter or something darker, or if you're going to do the same color, then your maid of honor is wearing something a little bit different because she stands out a little bit more. And that's the only reason that I love that trend. So let's keep that going also. Now, just to pivot a little bit to decor, and I'm all for the presentation. So when we get to the reception, love the classics. I know previously what they would actually do is probably make, have different colors. Sorry, I'm just tripping over my words here. It's okay. I'll get it all together. They're doing different colors. What I'd like to see right now, and what I love seeing in 2021 is that they're getting back to classic styles. Because do keep in mind, after that day, in the next 10 years, you're still married. And whether you're still married or not, and I want you to be still married in 10 years, you want to look back at the photos and they look timeless because it's a classic design. And if you stick to the basics, which would be the linens and, ribbons and bows and the napkins on the table that are embroidered, or the chargers for the plates, those are classics. And whether it's in 2020, 2021, or 2024, it will remain timeless because it will stay the way that it is, and it will always look timeless because the decor is timeless. So let's keep those traditions, decor, a table skip, well decorated. You don't really have to do too much. I would always advise, depending on your budget, again, if you have a budget that, you have the money to spend, then you can go all out. If not, you can have a beautiful table scape on a budget that suits you or you're comfortable with, and just put different elements. Flowers are really good. Talking about flowers, I like to see now we were incorporating dry flowers and real flowers. And I'm always for fresh flowers. They smell beautiful. I know they don't last really long, but if you get them treated well by your decorator or your florist, then they can last at least 2 weeks. And they will stay really beautiful. So your decor is important. Dry flowers and fresh flowers, we want to keep that. Lots of greenery. It's inspired by nature. It's beautiful. It's like bringing the outside in. And that is also a classic and also timeless. You cannot go wrong with lots of greenery. Just make sure that you're very, very cautious regarding eco-friendly. I know sometimes in the floral designs, they use the foam. That's not environmentally friendly. However, a lot of the florists are moving away from that, but just make sure that when you're discarding it, you're keeping the environment forefront when you're doing that. What's next? Let's see what else we want to keep for a bridal trend. Bold color, the color palettes. Again, we're moving away from the all white. That was wonderful at one point, the all white wedding. Still really beautiful. However, my thing with that always is that you need the bride to stand out. It is her day. So, and that's personal. It is her day. So you want her to stand out. So if you're having a white wedding still and you want to do that, great. However, just make sure that something about the bride's dress or her bouquet is a little bit different so she stands out from her wedding party. So bold palettes and flowers, dried flowers are also important. Now, draping for a decor, it's really, really important when you're draping also the furniture. I like to see things that are a little more asymmetrical instead of just draping the fabric. So I'm talking specifically about hanging installations like ceiling treatments, flowers from the ceiling. I'm looking up and seeing flowers hanging from the ceiling, or any kind of draping that is not the normal round or square, but something asymmetrical. It adds texture. It adds something a different element to the design, and it really stands out. It's like having your cake at your wedding. If you have a cake that's 7 tiers tall, of course, that's a statement piece as part of the reception. But if you don't have a cake that's 7 feet tall, and you really don't need one if you can't afford it. So I just want to say that even if the cake is 3 tiers, you can actually place it on a pedestal where it's a little bit taller, and it becomes a statement piece in the reception. Okay, now I'd like to speak about something else regarding your moving from the all-white tablescape. Again, linens are important. Napkins are also important. Make sure that your napkins are beautiful to add a little texture or something a little bit different. Ribbons are also really, really important. The glassware, oh my goodness. If you want to add a texture or you want your table to stand out, the glassware, stemware is absolutely important. What the plates look like, what the glasses look like, the stemware that your guests will be eating. And again, sitting at the table, now that we're social distancing, of course, you have to have them 6 feet apart, but it's important to really decorate the table. Just keep in mind that you're the host, you're hosting your guests, and the importance is if for them to feel that they're being catered to. So I love service, serving your guests. The only reason they should get up from the table is to go to the bathroom or make a phone call. So make sure that is important also, how you're presenting, that they're served, they're catered to, their menu. Those things we need to keep in mind when we're doing. Escort cards are also important. I know we started to move away from the little cards, and I really did like that because sometimes you have the card set up, and what happens is the guest would come up and they'll be looking for their name, of course, and then they'll find their name, and they may knock over the name of someone else, and then you have to be looking as a planner, helping them find their escort card. And what we've moved to is the mirror escort cards, which I love. You can have their names on a mirror, have it posted close to the door of the wedding. So when they come in, it's just a nice flow. They just look at the easel where their name is, alphabetical, of course, and then be escorted to their seat. So we want to keep that. That's a trend that we really do want to keep. Again, if you're into the smaller cards, that's fine. But having something, again, that can be a statement piece with the names on the glass would be absolutely wonderful. Now, moving right along, just wanted to touch on the gifts for a guest, or any kind of gifts that you may be offering your guests. My suggestion and what I've seen over 20 and 2021 is people are moving away a lot from just giving a gift. What they're doing is setting up stations. You can definitely set up an olive oil tasting station. I mean, it's natural, it's healthy. So you can have artesian breads there. I'm just visualizing it as I'm speaking. And they can actually taste the olive oil. Of course, olive oil has different flavor. So you just make sure that you get a station set up. That's something a little bit different that your guests will certainly enjoy. And moving right along. Another tip, before I move on to the next step, The things that I think we should actually leave behind. There's 5 things, and the first one is the flower wall. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Oh my goodness. Everyone loves the flower wall. So did I. But I think we should be moving along now and getting back to the element of draping, forming a design with fabric, pastels, velvet again. Can we just do away with the fireworks? I mean, it's not environmentally friendly. It can be a little bit dangerous also. So that's something that we should consider doing away with in 2021. And the buffet. Now, the sweet table. I just want to expand on that because some people will be like, well, I don't want to do away with my sweet table. You don't. You really, really don't. But you can make it a little bit different and a little more enticing than the regular, the fruit table. And you can also have live, you can have station set up where you have sliders. You can also have poutine. There's other things that you can actually do. So it's a little more interactive with your guests. So they come outside of the reception area into the foyer for a late night buffet. And it's something a little bit different. It's more interactive. A carving station is something wonderful to have. Again, I know it depends on budget, but you can also have those things. If not 3, you can have one of 3. And again, it's interactive. Your guests can decide. You can actually have a pasta station. They can make a pasta salad. People are a little more looking towards more healthy alternatives. And that would be something that you can actually consider. Your cocktail hour. Well. I think we can also elevate the cocktail area, the cocktail hour and the cocktail area also during your wedding. Maybe you can decide with your fiance on a signature drink that you both something. You can mix it. You can get it done in the venue and decide, do some tasting of fruit juices, depending on if your guests are into alcohol or not. And just be cognizant of that because maybe not everyone's, consume alcohol, but you can have a signature drink, and that's something you can also offer to your guests, and they'll know they're sipping on something that was actually created by the bride and groom. The next topic I wanted to talk about is candles. I know a lot of the venues open flame is prohibited, but if you have tea lights, they're about this short, and I know a lot of people know. I don't have one that I can show as an example, but I have some props as I go along. And those are absolutely beautiful. Again, based on your budget, if you don't have the budget for a lot of candles, you can do a candle stand, candles on it, and have water around it, or a petri dish with water and floating candles. So it adds romance to the ambiance, and it is also absolutely wonderful to save money. So if you do water and lighting, it saves money. And like I said, it's absolutely beautiful. You dim the lights and the lights are just flickering. It's a beautiful ambiance, and it's a little more intimate. And the last one I wanted to touch on is paper and stationery. I know a lot right now we are sending out invitations online. I would like to see this trend remain where personally, I love paper. I think it's beautiful to receive in the mail an invitation from a couple announcing their wedding date and the venue and the ceremony and all that. And while you have that, you open it. It also sets the tone as a guest as to if the wedding is formal, informal, so when we receive it, we know your color scheme because it's based on the invitations, of course. So we know already, we have a little insight into what the decor is going to look like. But then it gives your guests a chance to decide how they're going to, what they're going to wear to attend your wedding. So be it, a black tie or something that they can be a little more casual. It's important that we keep our papers so pleased, and believe you me, those that create invitations would love you for it. So we want to keep them employed. So I'm not speaking on their behalf, but I'm just suggesting it's important. People love receiving it. It's also a memento and a keepsake for your guests to retain those invitations. They know the date you were married, they know the color scheme, they have information regarding where to go to the church, the receptions, and the timing. So please, let's keep stationery just for me. And again, like I said, it sets the tone for a guest also as to, how they're going to arrive at your venue, whether formal or informal. Again, just to bring it to a close, remember when you're planning, please, 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 I'm going to ask, give yourself time to plan. Take your time. Since you have big ideas, you may have to scale it down based on your budget. Again, speak about money. Come together. It's amazing that you sit with a couple and then you realize that, they're getting married, but they really didn't discuss what this event or this occasion or this love celebration will look like, what it's really going to cost, and the details of it. So it's important to speak to each other. Be patient, plan. It takes time. You have big ideas. You may have to scale it down. Everything will come together, and don't rush. Don't rush the process at all. Like I said, take your time. It may be out a year, so you have time to make changes, and know that your vision will be crystallized. And once you're hiring a planner, I'm all for the planners, of course, everything will come together. And remember to trust your planner. If you're not sure, they may do it all the time. So they have a different vision, but they're trying to understand your vision and turn your vision into life. So be patient with them, work with someone that you trust. And remember, things will change. It may not always be the same. You may decide that you don't want to invest in flowers anymore. You want to put the money somewhere else, photography, videography. Be prepared to adjust based on your budget. And again, work with your planner, and trust that they will work on your behalf and your vision will come to life. Again, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you. Please subscribe, share my video, leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Keep it PG-3 at PG-13. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thanks again. Bye-bye.